It's amusing that anime, with all its supernatural powers and weapons, often comes down to just one thing. Want to create a decisive moment in a fight or a confrontation? Nothing beats the good old right fist. That's right, we're taking a good look at some of the best punches delivered in anime. Some might be simple, but of course our main highlight will be planet-shattering punches that defy the laws of physics, or ones filled with so much emotion that viewers can't help but get caught up in the moment. I won't keep you waiting, so let's begin. Jonathan Joestar vs. Dio is a storied rivalry for people in the JoJo fandom. Is it any surprise that one of the duo's most important confrontations comes down to one punch to end it all? If anything, this is the fight to showcase how badass Jonathan is. Armed with just his bare fists and his resolve, he brings his everything in that one punch against an ever-powerful nemesis in Dio. Despite Dio's supernatural strength, he proves no match against Jonathan's final punch, which wrecked him to kingdom come. Talk about overkill. Dio gets disintegrated right there. Unfortunately for Joestar, that's not the end of Dio, as he comes back to haunt Joestar and his family multiple times. To me, Jonathan should have gone for the head. That's one big way to end a series' final fight. For all the special magic and creative powers that Fairy Tail introduced to its final arc, the climax comes down to the classic Fairy Tail way. Natsu, powered up by the almighty friendship with everyone cheering, delivers a huge rainbow-colored fire dragon punch to Acnologia. Hell yeah, no one survives that, especially if you're a villain in Fairy Tail. Backed with the cool Dragon Force theme, Natsu finishes the final battle in the only way he can. For me, the cool moment here is Acnologia realizing that he can't block the attack because of the injuries he sustained in the fight against Igneel. Even in death, the fire dragon still finds a way to lead his son to victory. Attack on Titan is a series where the power of friendship doesn't get it done all the time. Nonetheless, it provides us with the next punch on the list, courtesy of Eren in the 7th episode. The punch is quick and easy, and you can feel the real impact of it connecting. That's one critical hit that fans won't be forgetting anytime soon. With one backhand, boom, that head went flying, crashing all the way into a building. That's one way to build up and showcase Eren's newfound power as a Titan. I mean, we've got to keep him looking strong until we can put him toe-to-toe with the real big guns, right? Good luck trying that stunt on Annie. Naruto The Last has some cool and memorable moments, but for me, one of the highlights is this punch. In his battle against Toneri, Naruto channels his tailed beast mode chakra out of his hand, resulting in one super punch. Clutching onto the scrap of Hinata's cloak, Naruto delivers a punch that shakes the field, creating craters in its wake and sending Toneri flying. The animation team went all the way in presenting the power behind the punch, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who felt the power when Naruto unleashes his all to end Toneri. Really noticeable is the shock on Toneri's face. Did Naruto just finish him off in one punch? Unbelievable. Is that you, Saitama? How can we go through a top 10 list of punches without going through a boxing match? In this entry, we look at the intense battle between Kamogawa and Anderson. The two waged war inside the ring, and by the end, the fight came down to one headshot. Nope, instead of getting the high punch he expected, Anderson is surprised to see his opponent decided to go for a body blow. Coming from beneath, Kamogawa charges up a rib-shattering punch and knocks his opponent out with one powerful blow. The camera really makes you feel the impact of the punch, and the acting in the scene is just superb. Now that's a knockout blow if I've ever seen one. If there's a cardinal rule in anime, it's to never anger the shonen protagonist, especially one who feels as passionate about others as Luffy. Seeing Hachi get shot was enough to send Luffy over the edge. Without a second thought, he swings at Charlos and sends him flying across the room. We've seen Luffy punch a lot of people, but this is one of the more impulse-driven and emotional ones in the series. The reactions of the characters says it all. Everyone's left speechless as they stare at the destruction. Luffy punched a celestial dragon without hesitation or care for the consequences that would follow. Screw the Navy admirals that come, right? Who cares about the Marines and what they think? Classic Monkey D. Luffy. Dragon would be so proud of his son. Becoming a status quo changing revelation and character progression, Gon proceeds to destroy Pitou in what many consider to be one of the peak moments of Hunter x Hunter. The knowledge of Gon being taken over by his newfound nihilism, the animation and acting all come together to produce a masterpiece of a scene. The punch Gon delivers simply puts the exclamation mark on the build-up. It says something when Gon's picture in this scene becomes one of the most commonly used photos to represent the top moments of Hunter x Hunter 2011. With something as big and as awesome as that, only a finishing punch like the one that Gon delivered would be enough to put a satisfying conclusion to this battle. My Hero Academia fans have long been waiting for this, and the anime more than delivered. A recent episode of My Hero Academia sees Midoriya unleash 100% one for all against Overhaul. With a villain capable of transmutation and transformation, is sheer force going to be enough? Turns out all you need to do is hit the other guy hard enough and enough times, but that doesn't make the scene any less epic. Midoriya attacks Overhaul with a barrage of punches. Breaking through all the protection the villain has, Midoriya gets his signature intense shonen hero shot before blasting Overhaul from the sky with one serious punch, capping everything off with a bang. Serious punch after a barrage of punches reminds me of someone else we know. Back to the topic, and I'd like to say that for such an overpowered villain, Overhaul met his match here. Ah, the good old insane feats by Japanese people with powers. When's the last time you saw someone part the sea with a punch? Never, right? In contrast to his usual portrayal as a crafty monkey, Sengoku Basara's Hideyoshi's a gorilla of a man. Ruthless and powerful. His win-loss record against heroes is a testament to his power, but none can match his sea-parting punch in terms of how awe-inspiring it is. Such a display of power is something that only anime can do. I wouldn't be surprised if his opponents' heads explode from one of those punches. Hideyoshi's pretty much a god in human form, a god among mortals, and I'm not exaggerating. You've gotta see this clip to believe it. And at the top of it all is, you guessed it, Saitama. People don't need much convincing to come to terms with how overpowered Saitama is, but just to give an example, we have his performance against Boros to show. All villains are said to fall against Saitama in one hit, and after watching this scene, it's not hard to know why. Boros himself got a front row seat to witness the destruction a serious Saitama can bring. After an intense battle that spans across space and features the alien leader regenerating through Saitama's punches, Boros decides that it's time to end it all. Releasing his trump card, Collapsing Star Roaring Cannon, he looks to kill Saitama and eradicate the planet. It's this over-the-top craziness that makes One Punch Man such a satisfying and entertaining watch, and for me, there's no better showcase of that than the serious punch against Boros. That just about sums it up for our top 10 anime punches. Which one is your favorite? Despite it not being at the very top of the list in terms of being a spectacle, I mean, I personally find myself having a soft spot for Kamogawa's punch. I really felt that when I first saw it. How about you? As usual, like and subscribe if you enjoyed this content, and the bell button's there so you can easily get first-hand access to the latest updates and videos. See you in the next video.